Elias moved through life like a vibrant, untamed brushstroke, a whirlwind of charcoal dust and turpentine, his charisma as captivating as his art. He was a man of profound passion, his eyes often alight with an intensity that promised endless depth. Yet beneath that dazzling exterior churned a quiet conflict, a deep-seated fear of being truly anchored. He spoke often of freedom, of the unburdened spirit, his words laced with an almost poetic resistance to anything that might tether him. This fear, Lena would later discover, was a shadow cast by a past betrayal, a wound that had festered unseen. Lena, in stark contrast, was the steady light, an optimist whose spirit bloomed even in the most challenging terrains. Her dreams were woven with threads of stability, of a home filled with laughter and the comforting rhythm of a shared life. Her motivation was pure, an unwavering, boundless love for Elias and a quiet, yearning desire to build a family, a sanctuary where both their souls could finally find peace. Their early romance was a breathtaking symphony, an intense whirlwind affair that swept Lena off her feet and into a world she never knew existed. Elias, with his grand gestures and fervent declarations, painted a future for them in bold, vibrant strokes. He spoke of shared studios, of journeys to distant lands, of growing old together, his words creating an intoxicating vision of deep, unbreakable commitment. Lena, utterly enchanted, surrendered herself wholeheartedly to this beautiful illusion, believing every whispered promise, every lingering touch, every shared dream. She saw their future as an inevitable, glorious path already laid out before them. But as the initial fervor began to settle, subtle cracks started to appear in the masterpiece Elias had so carefully crafted. Discussions about long-term plans, once eagerly initiated by him, now seemed to make him subtly withdraw. He would suddenly prioritize his art, locking himself away for days in his studio, or announce impromptu trips to remote locations, citing inspiration or the unwavering need for freedom. Lena, initially understanding, attributed these shifts to his artistic temperament, the unpredictable ebb and flow of a creative genius. She tried to rationalize his increasing distance, convincing herself that his passion for his work was simply an extension of his intense nature, not a retreat from their shared reality. Yet a tiny, persistent voice of doubt began to whisper in her mind, a discordant note in their otherwise harmonious melody. One evening, bathed in the soft glow of their shared apartment, Lena, her heart overflowing with love and a desperate need for assurance, took a deep breath and gently proposed marriage. The question hung in the air, weighted with all her hopes and dreams. Elias's reaction was immediate, unexpected, and utterly devastating. A flicker of panic crossed his face, his usual vibrant eyes clouded with an almost primal fear. He refused, his words vague, citing fears of losing himself, of being consumed by something he couldn't quite define. The suddenness, the raw terror in his voice left Lena utterly heartbroken and profoundly confused, feeling betrayed by the very promises he had so passionately made. His retreat was not just physical now, but deeply emotional, a chasm opening between them. In the painful aftermath, seeking some form of understanding, Lena stumbled upon an old leather-bound journal tucked away in a forgotten drawer in Elias's studio. Its worn pages held a buried past, a narrative of a previous engagement, a devastating betrayal that had clearly scarred him deeply. The entries detailed a life shattered, a love irrevocably lost, and a vow Elias had made to himself, never to be vulnerable again. The journal ended abruptly, a chilling final entry etched in his elegant script, speaking cryptically of the cost of freedom. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. The cryptic words from the journal echoed in Lena's mind, a chilling premonition of the pain Elias had endured. She delved deeper, the pages unfolding a tragic history that reshaped her understanding of the man she loved. Years before, Elias had been deeply entwined with a woman named Clara, a captivating figure whose charm masked a calculating heart. Their relationship had mirrored the intensity of his and Lena's early days, culminating in an engagement that Elias believed was the harbinger of his future. Clara, however, was not seeking a partner. She was seeking an ascent. She leveraged Elias's artistic connections, his burgeoning reputation, and his innate generosity, meticulously extracting what she needed while feigning devotion. The betrayal, when it came, was swift and brutal. Clara abandoned Elias for a wealthier patron, leaving him not only emotionally shattered, but also financially ruined. His studio stripped of valuable pieces she had claimed as her own. This devastating experience had forged an impenetrable wall around his heart, a deep-seated fear of being used, of having his vulnerability exploited, and ultimately of being abandoned once more. This was the true root of his commitment issues, a trauma that festered beneath his charismatic facade. Lena grappled with this profound revelation, a whirlwind of empathy and despair warring within her. She understood the genesis of Elias's fear, the raw wound that had never truly healed. Yet understanding did not diminish the crushing weight of his emotional distance, the constant push and pull that left her perpetually on the precipice of heartbreak. She realized, with a heavy heart, that she could not continue living in this emotional limbo, accepting a half-hearted commitment that offered no true security. The love she felt was deep, but it was not enough to sustain a relationship built on such shaky ground. She knew she deserved more, and Elias, despite his pain, needed to confront his demons. With a newfound resolve, Lena decided she had to demand a choice, a clear path forward, even if it meant risking everything. Elias, oblivious to the extent of Lena's discovery, found himself increasingly torn. His love for Lena was undeniable, a vibrant force that pulsed beneath his fear. Yet the ingrained terror of vulnerability held him captive. He believed, in his twisted logic, that pushing Lena away was an act of protection, shielding her from his perceived inability to offer the unwavering commitment she deserved. He retreated further into his art, his canvases becoming darker, more abstract, reflecting the turmoil raging within him. His studio, once a place of shared dreams, became a solitary refuge, a fortress against the emotional demands of the outside world, and particularly against Lena's unspoken pleas. It was during this period of painful estrangement that a new figure re-entered Lena's life. Marcus, an old friend from her university days, reappeared with an easy smile and an unwavering presence. He offered Lena comfort, stability, and a listening ear, a stark contrast to Elias's mercurial nature. Marcus's steady kindness was a balm to Lena's wounded spirit, and their easy camaraderie began to blossom into something more profound. Elias, from the periphery of his self-imposed isolation, witnessed their growing closeness with a pang of unfamiliar jealousy. The sight of Marcus's hand gently resting on Lena's arm, the shared laughter that drifted from cafes, sparked a re-evaluation of his choices, a tiny crack in the wall he had so painstakingly built. One afternoon, as he passed by Lena's apartment, a fragment of conversation drifted from an open window. "Moving on," Lena's voice, clear and resonant, sliced through the air, followed by Marcus's reassuring tone. The words hung heavy, a stark warning that his fears might cost him everything he secretly cherished. The chilling phrase, "moving on," echoed in Elias's mind like a death knell, a stark, undeniable truth that jolted him awake. The sight of Marcus, a steady, unwavering presence beside Lena, magnified his own erratic shadow, forcing a confrontation with the demons he had so carefully nurtured. His fear of commitment, once a protective shield, had become a suffocating shroud, choking the very love he secretly craved. He saw Lena slipping away, not just emotionally, but physically, into the arms of someone who offered the stability he had so stubbornly withheld. This was the precipice. The thought of a future devoid of Lena, a life painted only in shades of his self-imposed isolation, ignited a desperate urgency within him. He began, haltingly at first, to seek help. Not through formal therapy, which felt too vulnerable, but by confiding in an old, grizzled mentor, a sculptor who had seen his own share of life's betrayals and redemptions. In the quiet sanctity of the mentor's studio, surrounded by silent, unfinished forms, Elias unburdened himself, articulating the festering wound of Clara's betrayal, the fear that had paralyzed him, and the agonizing realization that he was repeating the cycle of abandonment. But this time, he was the one doing the abandoning. The mentor listened, offered no easy answers, but instead a profound truth. Freedom was not the absence of commitment, but the courage to commit fully, truly, to love. Inspired by this newfound perspective and a desperate, burning love for Lena, Elias retreated into his own studio, not to hide, but to create. He poured every ounce of his pain, his regret, his yearning, and his burgeoning hope onto a colossal canvas. It was a masterpiece, unlike anything he had ever created, a swirling vortex of vibrant colors and dark shadows, depicting a solitary figure breaking free from tangled chains, reaching towards a beacon of light. The light, unmistakable in its warmth and steadfastness, was Lena. The painting was a confession, a plea, and a testament to his understanding of his past mistakes, his profound remorse, and his unwavering commitment to a future with her. He arranged for its public display in a prominent gallery, a bold, vulnerable declaration for all to see, but most importantly, for Lena. Lena stood before the painting, her heart a tumultuous sea of emotions. Elias's transformation, so vividly and publicly displayed, was breathtaking. The raw honesty of the piece, the palpable yearning emanating from the canvas, spoke volumes. She had seen the secure, comforting path Marcus offered, a gentle harbor after years of emotional storms. His kindness, his unwavering support had been a balm to her soul. But looking at Elias's art, she felt the familiar, potent pull of their shared history, the undeniable passion that had first drawn them together. Her decision was not easy. It was a weighing of safety against a love that, though once fractured, now promised a depth she had always craved. She saw genuine growth, a profound remorse, and a commitment that felt for the first time truly earned. She found Elias waiting for her at his studio, his eyes filled with a mixture of fear and resolute hope. Lena confronted him, not with anger or accusations, but with a quiet strength that demanded absolute honesty. "Elias," she began, her voice steady, "I see what you've done, and I believe you. But I need more than art. I need you to articulate what your commitment means, what our future looks like, and how we build it together." Elias, having done the internal work, was ready. He looked at her, his eyes clear and unwavering. "Lena," he said, his voice thick with emotion, "I was a coward. I let fear define me. But you showed me what true bravery is. My commitment means facing every fear, every shadow, with you by my side. It means building a future where communication is our foundation, where trust is absolute, and where my art serves our life, not escapes it. I want to build a family with you, Lena. I want to be your unwavering partner, your rock, just as you have been mine." He laid out a clear plan, speaking of shared responsibilities, of open dialogue, of therapy to ensure his past never again overshadowed their future. Lena's eyes welled with tears, not of sadness, but of profound relief and overwhelming love. She saw not just Elias, the artist, but Elias, the man transformed, ready to truly embrace their shared destiny. She reached for his hand, her fingers intertwining with his, a silent promise of a new beginning. They walked out of the studio together, hand in hand, the setting sun casting long, hopeful shadows before them. The horizon, once obscured by Elias's fears, now stretched boundless and bright, a testament to a love that had weathered the storm and emerged stronger and more profound, embracing the shadow side of commitment to find its truest light.